I'll look.
Okay, we are now recording.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, call to order, Town of Porter Stormwater Board, Management Board. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Actually need to hit the gavel. All right, roll call.
Mr. Helmuth,
Present.
Mr. Lopez,
Present.
Mr. Reynolds.
Present.
All right, next up, approval of minutes from July 22.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Have a motion and a second, do we have any questions?
Look good to me.
To have a vote, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That passes. Moving on, next item, approval of accounts payable claim docket.
I'll make a motion to approve the claim docket.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any questions? I do not have any questions. Let's have a vote. All in favor of the approval of the accounts payable claim docket, say aye.
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 All right, that passes as well. Moving on to the treasurer's report.
Yep, the beginning balance for the month was $1,108,093.38. The revenue month today was $31,925.25. Disbursed this month today has been $17,743.61, leaving a current balance of $1,122,275.02.
All right, perfect. Thank you for treasurer's report. Move on to the MS4 permit update.
You're up.
All right.
Hello, Megan Hilliard with Butler Thurman and Seifert, consultant for your MS4 services, helping with compliance assistance at least for the town. And so, basic updates are, we'll have our next quarterly inspection at Public Works by the end of this, next month, September 30th is our end of third quarter. We completed Parks Department continues to do a great job, and there were no issues noted at the quarterly inspection for this quarter. So within the next month or two, we're gearing up and we're gonna set a date, but we haven't set the date yet, but we propose that it'll happen within the next 30 to 60 days. The IDDE training with public works staff, that's just to help them make sure we're all on the same page with IDDE inspections, as well as might go into a little bit more information on not just the dry weather screening, but what to look out for as you're driving around town, stuff like that. We're preparing to support Big Bash again, very excited. Looking forward to that event. And we did complete the IDDE plan and SOP for the town, so that's been recently delivered. And then also, just an FYI, your current permit goes through the end of 2026, and the new permit will be starting then January of 2027, where IDEM is continuing to make updates to what they're calling for the new MS4 general permit to be their tiered permit. So you'd be the smallest tier out of the levels. You qualify for the smallest tier. So there will be some changes, but they're not drastic. We went over a few of them. We went over a few of those proposed changes since it's not final and it's still being written. Probably no need to really cover that in detail right now, but some of them are fairly minor changes, so we don't expect too much to need to be revised based on that permit. However, every 5 years you do basic updates to your ordinance and text standards manuals as needed based on the new regulation. And every year your program's kind of assessed, as a whole and updated, during that annual report time period. So,
How long is the permit for?
it's a 5-year permit
It's a
term.
5-year permit, so we're running into the end of this one and then the next one will start.
Yep, we're in permit, the permit year 405, so next year will be the 5th permit year of that permit. It was actually, around 20 years between them updating, so they went from that administrative permit to, or the general rule, the permit by rule to an administrative permit. Just in late 2021.
Okay, and then the tiers you talked about, so is that just like on requirements for the tier, you said we're in the lower tier?
Yeah, the tiers are
So-
population, and you're in the lowest.
Okay, so if you're a higher tier, whatever, then there's more requirements to,
There are a lot
or
more
just- or different
requirements for
ones.
the highest tier, more
Right.
stringent, yeah, more taxing requirements. The population for the lowest tier goes to 35,000. Most MS4s will remain right there.
Requirements is more surveillances, or what would be?
There is,
Okay.
there's actually more requirements, and most of the MCMs, most of the minimum control measures have 1 or 2 additional things. Stacy, the item permit coordinator, has shared that she has interest in, for education to be on social media. Some of those reaching out, we discussed this last week. Last week? Last week. We discussed it last week, actually through parks and some of the educational posts that are done, like for the fishing derby or stuff like that, you can likely meet some of those requirements easily. But like a higher tier actually requires, 2 platforms to be, posted on 2 separate platforms, and then there's up to more than, I think, posts for the lowest tier was quarterly, and like posts for the next tier up was monthly. So, a little bit more requirements. They do want more things like upstream, downstream photos at outfalls. And then some, discussions are still being had, but there's some discussions on QHEI typed observations, so it's more about your quality, but your habitat, your biological, and your physical quality of the water itself near the outfalls. That's not been hashed out enough to worry about, so. Any kind of update though that we get, we'll be sharing with Michael and the board, and we'll be happy to make sure that that gets to you even sooner than your monthly meetings as necessary.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, moving on, public comments. Don't see any. Moving on, reports by Michael Berry.
All right. Small projects are, Goff's doing the small projects. They're gonna start tomorrow on the inlet across the street and the one on Michigan Street. Then they're gonna do Waverly Road's inlet on the 3rd of September. They're gonna follow up with the right-of-way in Detroit and the ditch on Vine Street in whatever order they do that. Last, we're gonna do 20th Street. And the reason we're doing that last is we just paved it. Public Works is gonna try and help me getting into the pond and see if we can find where the outfall pipe goes and if it's plugged up and functions properly or not before we do the drainage work, so that the water recedes, because right now it's filled up in the inlet, it's not going anywhere. So I already talked to John Seacrest, and we're gonna start on that shortly. North Bailey, they marked all the trees today. One of the residents called. I'm gonna go talk to him tomorrow morning, because he doesn't seem to recall that he signed an easement for 4 feet of side of his property. So I'm gonna go walk over there and show him all the trees that we saved and didn't cut down versus the ones we have to cut down. Everything's marked, so if you drive by there, there's a center line stake with green tags that goes through the middle of the ditch and or pipe. So you can see where the ditch and pipe go. There's stakes for the right-of-way and the easement. So in several areas, there's 2 stakes. One's the existing right-of-way, one's the easement. Even though it's curved, there's some stakes in there. All the trees that are coming down are marked in a bright pinkish red color. Some of them are flagged green, those are staying. So it's very visible now, you can see what we're doing. The structures are done. They're gonna start on that probably, next week's holiday, probably Tuesday is what I'm assuming, somewhere around Tuesday, as soon as they get the trees cut down. So I met with Homer Trees, walked it with them, looked at everything. And then while I was at it, I took them over to the brickyard for looking at getting a price on clearing some trees there for the RDC. So we're ready to go with pretty much everything there, and then we've got the notice to proceed further below. I'll talk to that other homeowner tomorrow. Carlson Corners, Eric reminded me that we also didn't sign the notice to proceed for that one, so we'll do both of them. Carlson Corners is about a 4-week project. They're gonna start Wednesday next week. North Bailey, they're saying 2 months, but we'll see how that goes. So it's about twice as long, but Carlson Corners, Goff doesn't expect any difficulties with it. They're gonna meet with NIPSCO just to mark a gas line, so they make sure they know exactly where the gas line is. They're gonna meet with them tomorrow to look at the gas line. There's a NIPSCO pole in the middle of the project that's got a tree grown into it. I contacted NIPSCO last week about that. They said they were gonna send somebody right out, but I haven't heard anything, so I don't know what they did. But it's not gonna affect what we're doing. Jamie's.
That's not gonna affect it though, or?
No, it's just adjacent. We just saw it
Right.
growing in there, and we asked them to look at it, because we don't want that messed up, cause any problems. Jamie's got John looking for places to put our message boards for the detour for Carlson Corners. So we need to really get something down by 1100 and where Brassy was, so that people don't drive all the way up and have to turn all the way back around. And then we can easily mark Marquette and Mineral Springs and just say, go that way. So the detour is 23rd Street to 1100 and all the way around. That'll be closed during the day, I think I said this before, while they're working, and then reopened in the evenings. We're also looking at a place to sort of stage everything, so I gotta go back over there tomorrow and see if we can figure that out, but, pretty much ready to go on that, so. Sounds good.
We, Public Works are doing the signage?
Yeah, with the message boards, they have
Message
detour
boards.
signs and whatnot, I'm just trying to assist with the
Okay.
message board.
Yeah, the one that's down at the beach, for example. could
Yeah,
be-
all of those aren't gonna be needed after this weekend, so
Right.
perfect timing room. So they're working on
Shoot.
checking them out and seeing where we can put them, because Chesterton is gonna have to okay where we set the one on Pearson Road. It's actually in Chesterton, so, they're scoping that out right now, see if we can find a place for it. So back to North Bailey, I asked him to send this easement document. So the first thing I noticed is they duplicated all the remove and replace mailboxes, so those go, because that's in the original bid. And then this driveway is just ridiculously high, so I took the original pricing for remove asphalt, stone, 2 lifts of asphalt, grading, and I come up with, I already emailed the contractor, I said I come up with around 22 grand, so, tighten that up, because it's the same guy doing it, it's Reeve Riley, so that just, I don't know why it's that high, but it's way higher than I thought.
We're not voting on that.
No, we're not voting on it. So I actually have a change order drafted, but I'm not gonna propose a change order that's wrong, so I'm not gonna do that. So we'll just wait on it, since they didn't get me what I asked for. It's not gonna hold anything up, but, we'll get that corrected in the next couple days and send it back out.
We're not voting on
So it's just not right. But if you do, Eric and I talked earlier, so if you take the original
Yep.
pricing and hash it out, it's about 10 grand lower than that, so. I also said, I don't need a road where you're tearing out the whole driveway, putting in 4 inches of stone and 3 inches of asphalt, it's a driveway, so we can scrape off 1.5 inches and put a new 1.5 inches down. There's plenty of guys around here that can do that for, way less money, so let's get a better number. So I'm hoping to have that by Friday.
It'll be by the next,
No, it'd be for sure, but I want it this week. I want to send it out this week.
but we won't vote on it till
Not
next.
gonna vote on it until next meeting, yeah. But that's just, quite frankly, I about fell out of my chair when I saw that. That's way too high. That's not how much a driveway costs to redo, so. They are a union contractor. He's trying to find somebody union to do it, but I'll converse with him some more tomorrow and see if we can get that figured out. The pond at Porter Ridge that we need to go look at, Porter County's saying they can convey it to us, but it probably won't happen until spring, so we have permission, nobody owns it, we have permission to go in and clean it up, but I'll get with John at Public Works and we'll go over there and see what we were dealing with. It's a lot of overgrowth. You need to really hack away to the pond once you get the gate open. It's just all grown up with trees and stuff right now. And then figure out where the pipe comes in and what comes out of it and where it goes, because I think it's probably plugged up somewhere.
That's the one on 23rd Street or
Yeah,
20th
it's at the
Street?
end of 21st Street.
21st Street.
Yeah.
Dye testing?
So when we go over there, if you wanna check it out, I'll give you a holler.
Is there any water in that, or you don't?
Oh, yeah, it's nasty. It's full of frogs and algae, and color Tammy's shirt. So it's not real pleasant. But it's so overgrown, having never been, basically, nothing done with it, so. From 92. Remember that? Porter Ridge?
Yeah, that's the pond you're talking about.
Yeah.
Nobody figured out, have they finally figured out who owns it?
It's county right now.
It's county right now.
Yeah, so in 92, we're missing all the minutes from Plan Commission in 92. So Jennifer helped me years ago with this, but at some point, the owner quit claimed it to the town quit claimed it back, and now the owners both passed away, and nobody owns it. It just keeps bouncing around in tax sale, and no one's maintaining it. So we 4 years ago started the process of having the tax certificate sent here, and we're still waiting for it. So, but basically, the biggest issue is just simply getting to the pipes to see why nothing's coming in and out of the pond properly. So if they're just plugged up, we can jet them out, and then it'll operate right. So when it rains hard, 20th Street floods every time, and then Facebook posts that constantly. So hopefully we'll get in there in a couple next week or so and start getting all that figured out.
Mike, I've seen, for projects, construction projects in the past, when they do, I would say video documentation, video drive-through before and after, just to CYA.
We did that on a paving project before.
Okay,
Well, we didn't specify doing it on this, but
I kind of wondered if, people are
I
asking.
could walk down and video it.
I'm not saying you need to do that or anything, but people that forgot that they signed easements, stuff
Yeah, I
like
know.
this,
I photographed everything.
okay, and
So
I fully
I've been
trust.
up and down there the last 2 days photographing every single
It's
thing
the
out.
same, it's the
So we
same,
have documentation,
right,
but I'll go meet with the guy.
I'm
tomorrow
just, right.
Just to get that straight.
Um,
Everybody else is fine, it's just he seems to.
Is there letters, I know it's something probably we haven't talked about, letters sent to residents that we are starting?
I have called all of them.
Okay,
Or met
all the
with them first.
stakeholders along,
Yeah, I've called or met with everybody but one, because she's not living in the house.
on both projects.
On North Bailey, I met with everybody. On Carlson Corners, there's 3 people. And then I have to notify pretty much everybody in Bill's subdivision, because they're gonna be mad, so it's a long way around. So I'm gonna put that on the website later, or tomorrow. I'll have that up on the website. But and then I'll send that to Kevin Nevers, have him post it on Facebook page, because a lot of people, I think more people read that than they read the other one. And Jennifer might be able to help me post it on the We Love Town of Porter one.
Sure.
because when I put it up there, if you wanna please copy
Yeah,
it.
what is it,
It'll be up tomorrow for Carlson Corners and for North Bailey.
okay,
I'll text you
okay,
and you'll know they're up there.
sure.
Because that's very helpful, thank you very much.
Both projects expected to be done this,
Well, they're both gonna start at the same time. North Bailey's twice as long as Carlson Corners, so it's probably 2 months versus 1 month. But Goff's very confident that 4 weeks is the max for Carlson Corners. It's pretty straightforward, actually.
right,
Much more so than North Bailey. But all the structures are ready, and that's what we're waiting for, is structures, so they're all done. So 2 things at once, plus a little project, all at the same time.
do we vote on signing the notice to proceed?
Yeah, when we get to them, that'll be next. So if you wanna skip down to that, I actually have one for both. I don't know if we vote on it or just sign it, to be honest with you. Here, I got more copies.
I think we can protect ourselves and
I mean,
vote on it. We know we have.
I put end dates of December 31st on both, even though the contract for Carlson Corners is 365 days, but we don't need 365 days from the.
So notice to proceed is to, basically, contractor doesn't start without this documentation to protect them and protect us as a town. That everything on the town side's been done in advance, notifications, contract, blah, 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 all the things that we said we were gonna do that we're questioning Mike, right? So a contractor just doesn't go out there and kind of start whenever they want to. So this is just us verifying and saying, yes, we agree that they can proceed with construction and everything in the pre-construction phase is satisfactory completed. Do we?
And they're in the bid documents, so both of them we've issued notice of award on both, and then notice to proceed just means go. So,
You want a motion, you wanna take a vote?
Yeah, I'll see, this, in the,
I'll make a motion to accept that we signed the, notice to proceed on the North Bailey project and on the Carlson Corners project.
I'll second.
alright. We have a motion and a second to sign the notice to proceed documents for both Carlson Corners and North Bailey Stormwater construction projects. Do we have any questions? No further questions, have a vote, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes.
Mike, I think going forward too, though, like on these, I know you have the completion date is December 31st, but I think it would do us better if we, have a completion date relative to the start date. Like if they're saying
Yeah.
2 months, that so many, and they give them a certain amount of leeway with it, but
the contract date for North Bailey is December 31st. The contract date for Carlson Corners is a year from July something, so it says 365 days. So a lot of times you just put the end date of the contract. I moved that one up, but we'll get a schedule for both, because contractually, the late fees don't start until the date that's in the contract, so that's normally how you write the notice to proceed. Just put I moved Carlson Corners way up because there's no way we need till July next year.
I sure hope.
Yeah, yeah. So it's generally just a contract document item that matches the dates that are in the contract.
Contract, right.
But schedule, they're not gonna take that long on either one. I've also talked to both of them about payment and stuff like that. So when our meeting is, they have to have it the week before.
Right,
It has to be signed by the engineer. So, we should have that the 3rd Tuesday. Goff might wait. It's up to them on how they wanna bill us. They might wait until they're done. I don't know. I'll talk to them, but they're both aware of how that works and how the payment works. We've got all their insurance and bonds and everything needed, so attorneys reviewed everything, so we're ready to just start building stuff. Inspections are very minimal on both. I talked to Alonzo, I talked to Jeanette on the two separate projects, and we're just gonna do the minimum, required. I'll do some, Public Works can do some if we need it. But should be pretty straightforward on both of them. The, North Bailey will pay the ARPA money out first, just the way timing wise, we'll pay that out
Right.
first, yeah. I'm excited, I can't wait to see both of these get built. Bill's getting old waiting for Carl's
Okay.
Corner.
And that completes old business. New business?
Got nothing. We're still looking at a couple complaints. That one on Birch Street, gotta go out and look at that again. There was one we had last year on Park Ave, which again appeared on Facebook. I think we all looked at it and didn't see anything wrong with it. John Seacrest went out and looked at it, he didn't see anything wrong with it either, so I guess I'll just notify the people that we don't see any issue. Because every little tiny thing isn't a problem, it's just the way it is. Yeah. We did get a lot of rain, but it receded pretty quick.
What was the original complaint again?
Is a ditch on Park Avenue, I can email it to you.
Okay.
That somebody said doesn't drain right, I looked at it, I mean, I can see a little spot about this big that holds a little water, but
What does he mean by doesn't drain right? Does just
the water,
collects too
they
much
think it's
water
so that
to
all
them?
just magically disappears every time it rains, and it's
Okay.
not. There's a little spot that holds water.
Okay, got it.
So
That's
I'm
all.
just trying to still see if there's anything actually wrong. The other one is a 3-to-1 slope swale that the gentleman wants to have us fill the thing in. 3-to-1 slope is what you're shooting for. 3-to-1, 4-to-1. It's not very steep, but it was steep for him. He broke his ankle in the ditch.
Okay.
And that was a 2008 stormwater project. Quite honestly, I don't know why they design it the way they did, but it just goes by 3 houses and then goes in an inlet and it's piped. So why they didn't pipe the whole thing, I don't know, but it's the way they drain the street, so I think it works fine. We'll look at it again and see if there's an issue. The other one on Birch is just the one I talked about before, where she's a low spot, there's nowhere for it to go, so trying to see if we can find a way to fix that.
Okay.
simply.
Mike, can we do anything with, a private property that has a storm water issue?
Like a backyard, or?
No, like Bell's Warehouse there on,
Oh, yeah, so just, that's gonna be a discussion I have with Chesterton. I was over there looking at it, photographing.
because it's the side
They
that's
sent
in
the sweep-
Porter, but
They sent the street sweeper down
I
this
seen
morning.
that today.
So apparently, did you see the for sale sign?
That's on the other side, that's not,
It's gone. Well, apparently he bought it from the partnership that he had before, so
Oh.
he still owns it. So I'm gonna talk to John Schnadenberg and Mark Odell about it, sort of a common letter, MS4 violation letter, to clean the dry wells, because it floods every time it rains.
right, and you see what, I don't know if you've seen the street, how much,
Oh, yeah.
all the
Oh, yeah,
gravel
it's
I
comes
can
around the street.
photograph it, yeah, I photographed it the other day with
Yeah.
gravel everywhere, so, yeah. I'm sure they're not happy with that in Chesterton either.
No, not if they just pave the
We're
road
gonna do,
and
we're gonna
everything
do a
too.
joint letter,
Yeah.
try to fix it that way. Good question. But that was approved before I started here, and they put in dry wells, so. Not a great solution.
Surprised they even did that.
Yeah, not a great solution.
Did they switch out an outlet, or an inlet down Duneland and Wabash? They took the cover, I saw,
I don't know.
in the last week or two, the inlet was switched out.
Oh, they didn't tell me, so I can find out.
They finally took the
Just the cover.
construction, cover.
Oh, yeah, probably. I can find out.
If you need help looking at any of those complaints,
I will let you know.
please let me know.
Sure. Thank you.
right, if nothing else,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Bill.
motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.